Alright, what's up y'all, it's LakerFan here. As you see by the title of today's video, we're talking about the top 10 most overrated badges in NBA 2K20. Now real quick, before the video starts, drop a like or else 2K is going to delete all your players and leave you with just this one to use for the rest of the year. No, I'm totally playing, but yo, dude, I made this trash build just to show you the mold on these badges. So real quick, as you can see, I got 4 defensive badges that I'm detailing in this video, 1 playmaking, 3 shooting, and 2 finishing. See how many you can guess in the comments as well before the vid starts. Now, y'all already know what this playmaking badge is, first of all. I can already tell you, you guys already know what that is. But anyway, I'm going to start 1 through 10. Now, ironically, all 1 through 4 of my opinion, like most overrated badges, are in this defense category. So we're just going to start with this. So number 1, as you can see, the 4 that are in here. Now, I'm not exactly showing the order yet, but we're going to say number 1 is pickpocket. Now, as you can see, it says increases the chance of a steal, BS, and reduces the chance of a foul, also BS, when attempting to strip the ball from a ball handler. Also improves the chances of successful layup strips. So I haven't really seen too much experience with that one to really know whether or not that is true. I feel like anybody that has pickpocket high enough is never going to really be like guarding me as far as in the paint, and if they do have a high enough pickpocket to guard me in the paint with, they generally go for blocks, you know, like the rim protectors and stuff. But anyway, pickpocket, I feel like this badge is not functional at all. I've seen people with 30 steal rating and no pickpocket be able to get steals, and I've seen people with 88 steal and Hall of Fame pickpocket, max wingspan and all that, still not able to function as like stealing the ball. Now, if they buff this badge, I think it could change the game completely, because the amount of dribbling that you see in the game, the amount of bump steals you don't get even with this badge, I think it's insane. And like, people can just literally dribble through you and not have any repercussions or problems with it. So anyway, that is my number 1 badge. I feel like this one is by far the most broken badge. Now, I think this is the only non-functional one. This is most overrated badges, so it's not the worst, it's just most overrated, and I'm putting it in that order. Now, I think Interceptor is super overrated as well. I think a lot of people hype this badge up too much to the point where if you have this on Hall of Fame, I don't even notice the difference between that and bronze, no matter what build you're on, no matter what build I've seen my teammates on, and just like that, my own experience with this badge as well. I think Interceptor is just straight BS. I would say I think bronze makes somewhat of an impact, but personally, I feel like from my own experience with this, I don't notice any difference with or without. Now, with guards who have lower defense, maybe, like, for instance, whenever I use my main build, it only has 60 steal. I don't use this. I feel like I still get interceptions pretty well. I have a pure lock that is 99 overall and has 99 steal. I get crazy interceptions with that build and don't have this badge. Now, again, like I said, my main build has 60 steal. I don't think you need this badge personally, but I understand if some people feel like it's functional on bronze. I feel like that's the only experience I've noticed with this badge, but personally, I just think this thing is kind of trash. And as you can see, the description says the frequency of successful tipped or intercepted passes greatly increases. I don't know about that. So anyway, we're going to move along. Number 3, like I said, this is all in the defense category. This is, like, these two have been a recent discovery by me, and honestly, I'm just here to tell you that you, like, gigantic bigs, you probably still need Rebound Chaser, but I'm here to tell any undersized bigs, this is only what this badge pertains to. Undersized bigs, guards, anything like that. I mean, I don't think many guards really use Rebound Chaser in the first place anyway, but undersized bigs or locks, or people that guard the 3 or the 4, you know, guard the wing in the 3v3, stuff like that, I think Rebound Chaser is super overrated. Now, the reason that I say this probably is because my build has great speed, great vertical. Simple as that. And I always used to think like, oh, Rebound Chaser's helping it and stuff like that. But ever since I took it off, and I have for the last week, I feel like there's been no difference in my rebounding game at all. And I'm talking like I take it all the way off to 0. Now, for box, and I would say these two badges kind of tie in together, but not necessarily, because I think box is a lot less overrated than Rebound Chaser is, just from my own perspective. Again, I don't mean to speak for you 7'3" bigs, I don't mean to speak for the guards when I say this, but box, I've been rocking on bronze, and Rebound Chaser I've been using on nothing for the last week, and I feel like my rebound game has not changed at all, if not like very minimally with these box outs. But I've been so happy to be able to use different badges on defense, like have some clamps as my like hybrid big man so I can switch on to ball handlers, chase down artist, intimidator. I was sleeping on intimidator, bro. This badge is legit, and I will never doubt it again unless they like completely nerf it. But anyway, box is my number 4, rebound's my number 3. So anyway, moving along, right across the screen I have number 5, and that is unpluckable. Now here's my thing about unpluckable. I feel like the reason that we kind of are back and forth on this badge as a community is because those with high ball handling end up putting this badge on regardless. And just because, you know, you have a lot of playmaking badges you can use, why not use unpluckable? You would think like, oh, the function of this, why wouldn't I use this? When performing dribble moves, defenders have a tougher time poking the ball free with their steal attempts. That is complete nonsense, bro. I've never seen something so questionable before. Now it's so weird because you'd be like, well, how do pickpocket and unpluckable not work? I'm telling you, bro, it's simple as that. I've seen people with 70 ball control doing like, or I shouldn't say 70, but very low ball control, doing like, you know, the most abstract moves, and then people with like high steal rating will go for steals on them and still not get it. I've seen people with Hall of Fame unpluckable trying to dribble with 95 ball control and get poked by people with 30 steal and no pickpocket at all multiple times in one game. Honestly, before I've seen my dude AK get poked 3 times in a row, 3 possessions in a row by somebody with 30 steal and no pickpocket. So anyway, my whole point is, and he had a Hall of Fame unpluckable. So all this stuff is just a complete wash. I feel like it really don't make any sense, and it's so non-functional. But anyway, that's the only playmaking badge I have. I feel like a lot of these, for the most part, they've done the playmaking badges really well. I just think unpluckable, it'd make a whole lot of sense to buff this badge and pickpocket. I want to see that personally. I want to see good defenders get steals. I want to see good ball handlers not lose the ball so much. But what I will say is, if you're doing some stupid dribble move and you do it behind the back straight into somebody's face, I don't care what your ball handling is. If the ball touches the defender, it should come loose, bro. It's simple as that. I think that's honestly the craziest thing about all this. Now, anyway, moving along, I'm gonna move to the finishing badges. So honestly, it's so funny how my list came to this, but like this is in order, I promise you. So number 6, I believe 6 and 7 are in the finishing. Yeah, so number 6, we got fancy footwork. Now again, I know a lot of people are gonna probably disagree with this video, especially if you're new to the channel. But if you've seen me personally, like what I've done with this badge off, I feel like the only thing this badge does is stun them. It only stuns your defender. It says players get past defenders more efficiently when performing euros, yada yada, cradle, all that stuff. I feel like all this badge does is when I do a hop jumper, or like, I mean a hop step, like, you know, layup or dunk, when I do it, it like stuns the defender a little bit. But I feel like this badge does not impact your length of hop or your like quickness of hop either. I don't think it changes any of the animation. I just think it changes what happens to your defender. Kind of like tight handles. It doesn't change your actual ball handling, like, you know, the way you dribble, but it affects the defender. I feel like fancy footwork is the tight handles of playmaking. Now, with that said, I still don't think that is the craziest function. I think it's not OP like people think it is. I don't know. Maybe I'm a fancy footwork hater, and you'll see me use this occasionally in my videos, but that's only when I'm doing 1v1. I mean, and it makes sense to have it if I have 21 finishing badges or 20, where there's a lot of badges I hold over this. Like Relentless is better. I would even use, well, obviously Contact Finisher and Slithery Finisher. But Acrobat, I feel like Acrobat does exactly what you would want things like Consistent Finisher and Pro Touch to do, and that's where we transition into Pro Touch. So the reason I think Pro Touch is honestly one of the more useless finishing badges is really just the fact that it says, obviously, as you can see, gives an extra shot boost for having slightly early, slightly late, or excellent shot timings on layups. First of all, here's where I want to talk about this. So as a finisher myself, I feel like the layup timing is never going to be the exact same thing. And if it ever is, then why are you even taking a layup? You know, I'm saying you're going to get a very inconsistent layup release unless it's wide open. And if you're wide open, you're probably you're going to dunk anyway if you're a decent enough finisher. So in my opinion, Pro Touch, I never get good release timings. And maybe I just suck, okay? Maybe I'm just bad. But anyway, my whole point is, I feel like it's literally a late every single time I take a layup. Whether I release it early, whether I release it what I feel like is on time, I feel like it just reads as late every single time. And there's no way around that, and I just constantly get those. So I have rarely ever seen Pro Touch pop up. Now what I will say is, this badge is decent for the post scores. Honestly, it's actually probably great for the post scores. So take that with a grain of salt. Again, I'm speaking from a certain perspective on a lot of these badges, where in certain situations they work really well. So like for instance, like I said, with the post, and that's why I have this badge so low in the list. It's not, you know, number one, because honestly I'd put it so high if I was just talking for slashers. But for post scores, like I said, Pro Touch, it functions really well. It helps you, you know, obviously green your post hooks more, because the only way you're going to make a post hook is if it's slightly late, slightly early, or excellent. And I just wish 2K would make the shot timings on layups way more realistic to like be able to do. But anyway, moving along. Like I said, it's so crazy how I have all these badges in certain, like, you know, I put my list together and then boom, they all tie into the same area. So I was just like, okay, screw it. I'll make this stupid prospect build that has garbage badges everywhere and just use that for the vid. But anyway, number 8, yeah, number 8, difficult shots. Now, I feel like this might not even be overrated, because a lot of people might just realize that this badge isn't good, first of all. But the function that it should be doing, I feel like this badge needs a little bit of a buff too, because I think 2K Labs did a study on it, and all it does for every level of the badge you have, it only upgrades your off-dribble midi ability by like 1 rating. So you see, like, literally having a Hall of Fame puts your mid-range up 4 for like the off-dribbles. But what I will say is, I feel like you don't even get that much of a boost unless you're like completely like TyCino, where you're just doing the actual step back jumpers for the most part. And honestly, that's probably what this badge is more meant for. I feel like fadeaways, maybe 2K has taken this badge's function a little bit away. And, you know, they just want you to have to do like the hop jumpers, and trying to kind of bring into a new brand like that, like TyCino be doing. But I will say, if they just made it so having this badge would make it so you could fade like you used to in years past, I think that would make for this badge to be totally functionable. But I said functionable. Functional. Or wait, yeah, that is the word. Okay, anyway, let me move on. So, getting away from the fadeaways, I'm here to talk about the set shots now. So, catch and shoot and corner specialist. So, in my opinion, catch and shoot and corner specialist kind of tie in together. I'm just going to have them both tied for 9 and 10. So, catch and shoot and corner specialist, I feel like their function is okay, but the fact that there are so many other badges needed other than this, the only build I would say that really gets these badges after putting all these more important ones on is probably a pure sharp. And at that point, if you're a pure sharp, having catch and shoot and corner specialist, you should probably be able to shoot with 99 3-pointer if you know what I'm saying. But I feel like if you're talking shooting badges, I feel like things like Deadeye, Hot Zone Hunter, Range Extender, Quick Draw, Green Machine, even like these two are pretty important as well. I just feel like, and maybe, I don't know, as a spot up, I guess it sort of makes sense. But look at all this stuff. Like if you have hot zones in the corner, boom, Hot Zone Hunter is so much more important than these two. I guess Range Extender isn't too important if you're just spotting up in the corner, but same with like, you're not going to be able to shoot without Quick Draw. It's just as simple as that. Green Machine, obviously, I mean, if you're just banking on making BS whites all game, I suppose having badges like this on could help. But obviously, and then Deadeye, I mean, depends I don't know, if you're a shooter and you're trying to shoot wide open shots constantly, it's probably going to be a tough thing to do. I just feel like there's not enough room for either of these badges, and I feel like if you have enough badge points to use these badges, then it's like, you should be able to hit without them anyway. Now, again, everything is based on perspective, because what I will say is, with a pure lock who has like 4 shooting badges or something like that, actually they get 3. So I've seen a lot of people, they put on silver quick draw and then we'll either have bronze on corner specialist or catch and shoot, which it makes total sense to have that, considering, like I said, all they can ever do is shoot from that one spot. They have like 53 pointer and they need like the slight boost they can get. I don't think that's the make or break of like whether they can hit with that build though, because honestly I feel like even with these badges, those set badges on, it's still like complete trash. They only shoot probably like 50% or 40% from 3. I feel like a lot of people see those dudes hit one shot and they think they can just shoot, but I would just make those dudes shoot all game. But anyway, aside from that point, like I said, it's a solid, okay functional badge. 2K Labs has detailed what corner specialist does though, and apparently past silver it doesn't make any impact at all between silver and Hall of Fame. Now those are badge tests where they use about 200 shots roughly, so data like that can be kind of misconstrued, because you might get, like, let's say you have an average of 1,000 shots and in 200 of those shots they shot really well, 200 of them they shot really bad, but in that average of 400 they all get averaged out. You might have seen a bad sample on Hall of Fame. Simple as that. I don't know. Regardless, there are my badges, my top 10 for overrated badges in 2K20. If you made it to the end of the video, Feel free to put badge in the comments just to let me see that you made it all the way in. But hey, like I said, if you got any disagreements and want to leave your comments and opinions as well on what badges are overrated in your book, go ahead and leave that in the comments as well. And if we can get this to like 500 likes, I'd appreciate that. We've been killing it on this YouTube stuff, and lately I'm gonna just let you guys know, I'm not gonna stretch this vid out too long. It's already at like 15 minutes, but I want to tell you guys, my internet has kind of been tweaking, and I'm trying to get to these gameplays pretty soon, but bro, the buffering on the clips is horrible. Just the upload speeds are terrible. I'm probably gonna start uploading this video at literally like 3 o'clock, and then hopefully it gets up by like 7. I don't know, my internet is super tweaking, and I'm so committed to the daily grind. And these aren't like filler videos. I do want to put videos like this out and just kind of give my opinions like this as well. But the gameplays will be back pretty soon. I just need everything to kind of, you know, be situated, and I need to time my gameplay recordings right because my internet's been so on and off, and it's just tough to deal with, man. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed the video. Like I said, if you did, put badge in the comments. Feel free to drop a like, sub if you're new. And like I said, give me your feedback and opinions as well. I'm always open to that. I just, these are my opinions, and I know a lot of people are going to be probably disappointed and annoyed to like hear what I'm saying here. But anyway, I hope y'all enjoyed. Like I said, other than that, take it easy, man. Peace.